Shiva because he has horns and three faces and is covered with jewelry. And then his feet, as you can see, are bovine feet. Bovine, the cow.
in other words, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Baal or something.
Yeah. And then there's also goat with long horns. So when a person is practicing yoga, they are linking their mind with Shiva's mind.
Wow.
All yoga gurus who have been trained, they call it RYT, registered yoga teacher, 300 or 500, that is basically 300 hours or 500 hours. So they all would know Patanjali. And he is called as the author of all yoga principles. Now when somebody wants to look into the life of this character called Patanjali, who is the author of all of the yoga principles, whether it is meditation or stretching and all of that, people attribute it to Patanjali. But who is Patanjali? Generally, in Hindu websites, they state that he lived around 2000 years ago or 1500 years ago or 2500 years ago approximately, and nobody really knows where exactly he lived. However, who was he? When we look into who was Patanjali, it tells, one of the Hindu website tells that he was an ancient serpent.
I've heard this story before.
Yeah, right.
So Adi Sesha, Sesha means serpent, Adi means ancient serpent. Not only that, he has another name as well, and he's also called as a wise Ananta Sesha. Ananta means wisdom. So basically, Patanjali is ancient wise serpent.
Wow.
And he wrote the principles of yoga that everybody practices today.
It's like there's like one story and they just keep finding different.
And you know what's crazy? I haven't seen this video yet. It's my first time watching it. It was saved on my watch later. So it's my first time watching it. But when you think about yoga, when you think about them taking the deep breaths and focusing on the breath, and then when I know what I know about how, say God gives you, breathe the life of air into our noses, and that breath is life, you know what I mean? Just, the connects to the spirit, that breath's Yahweh, you know what I mean? So it's just like, and he takes away from that, and then it makes it about nature and spirituality and becoming one with self and all that stuff. And it's like, that's a whole culture. So honestly, that's interesting. That's my first time hearing it. Baal, you know what that is? That's Satan right there. So that's crazy. Let's keep going on.
Different angles to tell the one story to all the different cultures. I mean, that's fascinating.
Serpent.
I'm surprised it's not any older than 2,000 years ago. I think it would be older than that.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about one more character who was more ancient than Patanjali. We're getting to that
I know
in a few
that
slides.
the truth really will set you free, and as Christians, we have an advantage. Because imagine if you just never heard the Bible ever, and you hear, well, all around the world, people worship serpents, and there's this crown, this serpent that needs to go to my crown chakra, and all you hear is this one angle, that he's wise, that he wants to open your eyes, he wants to give you wisdom, he tells you you're like God. Then that's going to look like this is the truth because you hear it all around. It's in cultures everywhere. But we have the Bible that says, no, he was the one that deceived humanity, and that's why we're in this big mess. And yet the whole world will worship him. It says that the dragon, that old serpent, deceives the whole world, and yet we see it right there.
So was Kundalini yoga like one of the first kinds because of his association with a serpent, or was that serpent piece kind of always there from the beginning?
So the serpent piece was always there from the beginning, but even before that, the primary name associated to yoga is Shiva. Okay. And we're going to look into who is Shiva.
The destroyer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the destroyer, yeah. So there's a serpent around his neck. And so wherever there is Shiva, except for certain forms, but most of the forms of Shiva, there's always a serpent, especially a cobra, not just any serpent, not like a rattlesnake, cobra.
Why the cobra? Just it's the king of the snakes.
Because it is the most wisest of the serpent species, according to science. So, from whom did yoga originate? Lord Shiva, says the quote. Among the great deities of Hinduism, most personifies the practice of yoga. As Yogeshwara, the great lord of yoga, Adiyogi and Mahayogi, he rules over all aspects of yoga related to body, which is stretching, mind and consciousness. For those looking to understand the origins of yoga and the role of all yoga practices within it, they must first look to Lord Shiva. Not only related to historical teachings, but as the eternal presence of yoga as a supreme consciousness behind the universe.
See, that's what I'm saying by you can't just take that and ascribe that to God.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because people who do yoga don't even know this. I don't think people know this is a thing. Like, I know about yoga and doing the stretches and how it's good for you, but I didn't know all that. And I don't do yoga particularly. I stretch, but not like that. And that's really crazy because they do whole yoga sessions at gyms, like specifically. Like they do cycling classes too, but it's like they do yoga sessions. And it's like they go there and they sit in one in front of one teacher and they all sit there and they do exactly what they taught them to do, and then they, you know, the breathing in, the spiritual, like you get a spiritual sense from going there. Like it's possible to be around people and get exposed to spiritualness and be attracted to it. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was there at one point too. So it's like it is nice to, just become one with nature and become one with the earth and the universe or whatever the case is, as far as like that. So I feel like that's easy to fall into, and it's easy to kind of get lost into when you're not really educated on scripture and stuff like that. So you don't know what to look out for. But this is interesting. I never heard this before. I heard about Shiva and I heard about yoga, but I never heard them put together like this.
That's not what they're saying that's connection is.
Yeah. Then, according to Hindu philosophy, Lord Shiva, the source of yoga, danced the world into existence and gave it order. The universe is thus viewed as Nataraja, the cosmic dance of Shiva. Because of the New Age teachings that is entered into Christianity, when Christians say that, okay, talk to God, talk to universe, talk to the Lord, talk to universe, that is so wrong in many levels, because universe is not God. It's not Jesus Christ. Universe is Shiva.
So you're gonna say who this is, what he's standing on?
Yes. So this is a form of Shiva. It's called Nataraja, and he's called as Nataraja in this form. Nataraja means Lord of Dance and Acting and Drama. And music also evolved from him, they say.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
You always hear that Lucifer was like the chief of music. That his whole body was made up out of instruments.
Yeah. So some people say this is a male child.
Yeah.
And then some of them say it's not a male child, it is a demon of ignorance. And Shiva is the god of knowledge. And so he's crushing the male child. Does it ring a bell, male child?
Is that Jesus?
Yeah. And
Which is really kind of a reversal of the prophecy in the Garden of Eden that,
Yeah.
it would bite the heel and
yes,
the heel would crush his kingdom.
yes, it's a reverse.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's
This
crazy.
is interesting.
I know.
Yeah.
I never saw that. I mean, I've seen the statue a million times, but did not know the details of that.
Yeah, neither.
That is fascinating.
He was talking about how the snake will bruise his heel and he will bruise his head. So that's him making a mockery of what he said was going to happen. That's really crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, look at it. It's right there. It's right there. You can't see my finger, but it's right there. right here, the statue. Um, yeah, bro, I never seen that or paid that attention. But that's crazy. That's a baby.
I didn't even knew the details of it. I've seen that as well. All my life I've seen it. It's any Indian Hindu-owned restaurant will have a statue.
Oh yeah.
In the U.S. or anywhere in the world, because it's the most popular form of Shiva.
What are some other forms besides the serpent and this form?
Oh, okay. So there are many forms. He has many forms. There's a form called as Dakshana Murti in Sanskrit language. Dakshana means south facing. Murti means teacher. And viewers can actually, if you can, Google, you can find Dakshana Murti. I think it is DAKSHN as a Nancy MURTHY or MURTHI. And then you will see in Wikipedia, you will see the picture of him from at a temple where he's seated under tree
Baby, he got
of
a
knowledge.
mustache.
What's with the
Under the-
crossing of the leg? Does that have some significance?
Yes, so one is tree.
Sitting under the tree of knowledge with all the animals, the birds, the horses, the flock, the fowls, I guess, the people. There's the serpents right there.
Of knowledge.
The man child. The man child. The man child. The man child. He says a man child because the child would become a man. He's a
Under
man.
tree of knowledge.
What's with the crossing of the leg? Does that have some significance?
Yes, so one is male, the other one is female side. Half woman, half male.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So the Dakshinamurti, he is a teacher.
Oh, one more time.
Yeah. So the Dakshinamurti male
no.
side.
Oh,
Half male and half
Man.
half woman, half male.
gotcha.
Yeah. So the Dakshinamurti, he is a teacher that teaches under the tree of knowledge. And even at his feet there is a male
It's
figure.
blue.
I'm gonna just say this. The whole androgynous thing. Like I was just talking about the divine feminine earlier, about having both like the masculine and the feminine, and having that balance between both of them. But the whole Baphomet, like being like androgynous, and this whole androgynous thing, and like the whole transgender stuff you got going on now. Like people don't really think, people really touch on that subject, but that whole thing, people don't realize how that whole LGBTQ or LGBT, like that transition right there, that making what's not natural. You know what I mean? It says in the Bible. Okay, let's do it. Let's go back. When let's go. When women will give up what is natural. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections, for even their woman did change the natural use into that which is against nature. This verse indicates God gave up the people with sinful behaviors, specifically referring to the woman exchanging natural sexual relations for naturals. So, Taki mushrooms. So, but yeah, so like that's a touchy subject for people, but all that fits in the same category. And I feel like this is a good time to say it, since I've said it before. I feel like that group of people. I have no problem with them, no quarrels. I know some of them cool with them, cordial. You know what I mean? But I also, you know, show them scripture and show them these scriptures of things it says like that. And this is what I'll say. I saw a good video where he was breaking it down, and it's not just about those passages that say, you know, no man or man or no female or female, but it's also about fornication and sexual immorality and whoremongers, you know what I mean? As far as like people who just sleep around. So it's like, it's not just targeting that specific group of people, it's targeting everybody who does things that are sinful and abomination to God and things that he doesn't like. So it's not picking on them. I can't just go sleep around with who I want to. Should I be able to? Some people think they should. I don't think so, because again, that's why you end up with babies out of wedlock, babies that are abandoned, babies that people don't want, babies that people kill, babies that are being sold, and it's like a whole bunch of stuff that are happening because people, you know what I mean, just loosely out here having kids and having unprotected sex, and you got relationships that don't work, and people are in their feelings, and you soul tied to people, and it's just like a lot of bad stuff just comes from loosely just having sex, and people don't, you know, take that in consideration. Like, y'all could do y'all got free will. You could do what you want, but that comes with consequences. So when I was having a conversation with somebody, like, why can't we just have sex? And those are the exact same points I made. You can have sex with girls if you want to. That's what you want to do, but that's not what you were created to do. And you know, falling. Don't wait till your lust. You fall into your lust. So it's like same with men. When men do it, that's an abomination. You're going with your lust. Why do you want to do that? You know what I mean? Like, we can have a debate all day about that, but it's a lot of things that come from that, and that was a culture back in the day. But I think they are purposely targeting people and hitting them with these agendas to make them like that. Like, even from them doing the buck breaking and slavery to, you know, demasculate the men because of tearing the families apart, because they know. Look, look, I'm gonna get into a deep rant. I'm sorry. We still be watching video. I'm sorry, but this is my video. This is my YouTube, so I can say what I want. But it's all a part of the same scheme. It's all a part of, you know, a synagogue of Satan. This serpent, this devil. Like, you can tie it to everything. Everything is evidence. It's pointing to what he wrote and what he said. So it's like, bro, whatever he can do to get y'all on his side, he masked his religion to make it seem like it's holy or spiritual and makes you feel good in your conscience. But all he's doing is taking you away from God, and he's going to do whatever he can to take you away from God. That's why even with the stuff with the Sabbath, it's a high Sabbath right now. I'm doing this Day of Atonement. So, you know what I mean? You don't go to Saturday church. You don't keep the holidays, the feast days. You don't keep the days of the Lord's feast days and holy days, but you keep Christmas, Easter, Halloween. You keep everything else, and you don't understand the significance it has tied to this person right here. Like, it's hard, but it's like an unlearn, relearn thing. So it's just like, when you see how much stuff ties together, and that's what I want to do. I watched so many videos where it just, you learn so much stuff about what's really going on, where you got all these things pulling you in all these different directions, and the whole time is just him trying to pull you away from God any way he can. But I ain't gonna hold you no longer. It's only a 13-minute video, and I'm recording for like 22. Let's keep going.
Blue in the
Blue,
picture.
yeah. And most of those temples of Dakshinamurti form of Shiva, they are built facing the south because he's a south-facing teacher. In other words, the devotees have to face the sides of the north.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy.
And people don't know. I know the Muslims do it, but I do it. We do that at the Israel God, where I go to Bible study at. It says in the Bible you're supposed to face east when you pray. Face Jerusalem, sorry. Face Jerusalem. So in the King James Version of the Bible, when praying, it is traditionally recommended to face Jerusalem. This practice is rooted in a historical context, particularly in the prayer of King Solomon, where he prayed for the divine presence to dwell in Jerusalem. The Talmud also supports this practice, indicating that Jews in the diaspora should face towards the Holy Land, while those in Jerusalem should face toward the Temple Mount. While facing Jerusalem is a common tradition, it is not a strict requirement, and many Christians pray in various directions. Look, the first thing we need to make clear is that we don't face east, we face Jerusalem. So, here. Here, the supplication. I want to word the King James Version. I hearken loud to the supplication of my servant and thy people Israel, and thou shalt pray towards this place, and hear thou in heaven thy dwelling place, and when thou hearest, forgive. All right, so back here.
Oh, ascend the sides of the north
Yeah.
Yeah.
above the clouds.
Yeah.
I'll be like the Most High.
Yes. You see the parallels?
Be like the
A lot of
So when a person is practicing yoga, they are linking their mind with Shiva's mind.
Wow. And obviously the destroyer. I mean, it's so opposite than
I'm
God.
sorry.
I've come to
I'm
give
sorry.
them life.
I be wanting to chill, but
That
Yeah.
they may have it more abundantly.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of destruction and ruining them, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
and he's the creator, but Shiva.
I be wanting, but that's I'm trying to explain it so people understand. But that's exactly what that is. When you're doing certain things, regardless how innocent you think they are, you don't know how you're feeding him and giving him energy when you realize it's not from God. It is not of God. Not to say you can't stretch, but when you're doing certain things, you're doing yoga, I guess specifically, you're doing is related to Shiva. You gotta be careful with what you're doing and know what you're doing. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Supposedly created out of chaos,
Yeah.
which is also taught in
Freemasonry.
science. you
order
know,
out of chaos.
Big
That's
Bang
very-
explosion, but,
You know?
Yeah.
and he's the creator. But Shiva supposedly created out of chaos,
Yeah.
which is also taught in
Freemasonry.
science.
Order out of chaos.
Big
That's
Bang
very-
explosion, but yet it's a perfect, beautiful creation.
Yeah.
Whereas God, he spoke it. He
Yeah.
spoke it and it became, because he is the truth. Everything he speaks comes to existence.
So I just want to go back to the Dakshinamurti part. So anyway, so devotees have to worship him facing the sides of the north. So that's one form, and then another form is he's also an alien because he does not belong to the human race, whereas Christ belongs to the human race. He became Son of Man. When he's coming back second advent, he's called a Son of Man, and he says that he's our brother. So Shiva does not say that. To my knowledge, he's never said, "I'm your brother." So he is not of the human race, and he's also called as a universe. He's also called as a supreme beggar.
Supreme beggar?
Supreme beggar, yeah. And as you can see, there's always a serpent with him, and then there's always a trident,
Yeah.
a pitchfork, a trident, as you could say. This is another form of Shiva. This form he is called as Pashupati. Pashupati means Lord of the beasts. He's a Lord of the beasts. And he's also called as a horned deity by archaeologists.
By archaeologists?
Yes.
Okay.
Archaeologists
They wear
call.
horns often.
So there's been, this is called the Pashupati seal. It is in the Delhi Museum today. It's 5,000 years old approximately, according to archaeologists. And it was discovered in the Harappan civilization site, which is actually the north and northwest part of India. Harappan civilization was the largest ancient civilization and advanced civilization. It's around 5,000 years old civilization. And they found the seal, and they said this is Shiva because he has horns and 3 faces, and is covered with jewelry. And then
3
his
faces.
Like an angel.
yeah,
Another
Angel's
counterfeit.
got four faces.
and then his feet, as you can see, are bovine feet.
Bullfeet?
Bovine, the cow.
In the word cow.
Oh, okay. So like cow? Is that what you said? Cow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Baal or something.
Yeah.
And it's
Yep.
surrounded by animals.
Some by animals, yeah. And then there's also goat with long horns.
The goat.
Mm.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, as Christians, we just have such an advantage knowing these symbols of the goat and the serpent and all these
Yeah.
things.
So again, this is 5,000-year-old seal, and it exists till today. And this is Shiva. And it's interesting
Also,
that
just pausing it and pulling up those
the
scriptures.
archaeologist said that he was covered with jewelry,
Oh.
precious stones.
Every precious stone was his
Yeah.
covering.
Yeah.
If you like this video,
Whenever you
like,
see
subscribe,
scriptures,
and hit the notification bell so you know when we launch new videos.
And drop a comment below,
Video
and we'll try to
30
get back
minutes,
to
I
you
ain't
if
gonna
we
make it no
can.
longer than that if I pull them up and going over them. Just do it on your own time.
Say that again.
Oh.
But that's been a good video. I think this was great. I'm gonna do another video. Check me out for some more videos. I'm on a journey, going through videos, and just watching things and sharing what I learned with you guys, and just love learning information, learning new things, and just giving glory to God. Peace.